if you are headed out to the pool, here's a look at what you can expect temperature-wise. We are going to see temperatures in the 90s this afternoon. Heat index values around 100 to 105, so be ready for that. We've got some weakening storms early this morning. They're not going to make it out of Live Oak and Bee County. An isolated shower is possible, but overall we're going to see lots of sunshine. So UV index nearing the extreme level through the weekend. So sunscreen, y'all, that's going to be so important no matter if you're grilling or headed out to the pool. Mostly sunny conditions are going to be in store. So what we have here is your marine forecast. So this is an old photo credit, but shout out to the Gonzaleses for sending in photos a while back. But 88 degrees is going to be your weekend beach cast temperature, 86 possibly with a little bit more clouds on Sunday. We do have wind that will be gusting around 30 to even 35 miles per hour, particularly on Monday. I want to point out high tide is coming up in the morning. So the morning before the sun rises will be high tide and the tide will lower throughout the day. That's a positive thing because we are anticipating the chance for some minor coastal flooding, especially starting Sunday and leading into Monday. It will be hot and humid through the Memorial Day weekend. So we're talking highs in the 90s, heat index values 100 to 105. It will also be windy with those gusts, like I mentioned, 30 to 35 miles per hour. And then finally, we've got a stronger onshore wind and elevated rip current risk because of the higher waves. So on Saturday, we're just starting to get to 3-foot waves. By Monday, we're talking a chance for some 6-foot waves, which will make conditions rough in our Gulf-facing beaches. And the higher the wave, the stronger the currents are going to be. So the buddy system, y'all, is going to be so important through this Memorial Day weekend if you are headed to the beach versus a pool. But even in a pool, a buddy system is always a great idea. Have someone looking out for you. And then additionally, we have the coastal flooding that's going to be possible. There's a new moon on Monday, which means there won't be a moon. So that'll have the overnight conditions rather dark, but also minor coastal flooding will be possible. So if you're camping in areas like Padre Island National Seashore, really keep an eye on the tide forecast because as we head into Sunday and Monday, you may be surprised by a tide taking over your campsites, and we don't want that to happen. So satellite radar imagery, there's the weakening storms. They may not even make it past Highway 59, unfortunately. A few spotty showers have showed up into Refugio County and Aransas County and then into our offshore waters. This is all from a weakening cluster of storms that formed more so where the dry line and the warm front were meeting last night, and then they made their way to the south and southeast. They're weakening through the coastal bend, so we're not anticipating much in the way of rainfall. If you are traveling, the risk of severe weather through the weekend will mostly be West Texas. We're talking Midland, Odessa, as well as up toward Lubbock. Big Bend area also in a risk of severe weather if anyone's traveling there. That continues into Sunday. Dallas, Fort Worth to Oklahoma and Lubbock have a slight risk of, that's a slight level 2 risk of severe thunderstorms developing. So that has to do with this stationary boundary that's going to kind of hover back and forth. The dry line is what's going to fire up the storms into West Texas, creating that severe weather risk. It's not going to make it. We don't have enough of the additional form of lift, which comes with fronts and dry lines. We just have the heat and the humidity. So storms will want to try to form, but they're not going to be able to produce any rainfall. We will continue to see overnight clouds and then clearing skies into the afternoon. Now, the hope for the cold front we've been talking about is trending less likely, meaning it's going to stall somewhere likely north of San Antonio. It's maybe drifting just south of San Antonio into Tuesday and Wednesday. So our rain chances going up more so in the middle of the week than on Memorial Day itself. But the bigger takeaway on Memorial Day is it's windy. We're talking gusts around 35 miles per hour, which can create hazardous conditions out on the water. Likely going to see a small craft advisory in play. Definitely Monday, if not also Saturday and Sunday. As we continue into the week ahead, 20% chance of rain, but temperatures holding steady there right around 92 degrees. Alexis, John Thomas.
Carly.